So native storyboards integration is a five-step integration. It's fairly plug and play. If you just follow these five steps, it's more like a copy paste of code, and you will immediately be able to see live ads running on your app. So in this demo integration, I'm going to take you through these five steps, and hopefully at the end of it, we'll be able to see live ads running on the sample app. So I have a sample app set up here. As you can see, it has just got a basic table view controller, in which there is a table view, and it's basically five images pasted below one another, and each image is a table view cell. So if I just play this sample app, let's just see how it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, it's just a scroll feed in a table view, and each element or each cell is basically an image. This is how generally the newsfeed apps look like, and what we'll try to do is fit ads between cells in this scroll view feed. So I begin with the first step, which is importing the SDK. I basically do add files, and what I am doing is adding all the header files that come with the SDK as well as the .a file. Okay, so I have added the SDK. The next is to initiate the SDK. So once I have imported the SDK in the header file, I have to tell the app that you have to initialize the SDK with this account ID. So I just uncomment this. This is the account ID that will be given to you when you register an account within Mubi. And optionally, you can also specify, through your API, what is the age and gender of the user. So when the user opens the app, in the set gender, here your function to detect whether the user is male or female can come, and similarly for age. Okay. So I have initiated the SDK. Now where the next step is to tell the app where the ad unit needs to be integrated. In our case, it's a table view controller. So we import the native storyboards header files into the table view controller, and we basically declare that the delegate function for this view adapter that we are integrating is to be given in the table view controller, and we declare two new properties. One is called the strand position, the other is called the adapter. So what strand position does, it basically tells your app where all at what all positions do you want to integrate the ads. So it's basically an array, and let's say if I say that I want ads at first position, which is this position, then uh, let's say second, third, fourth position, which is this position. So in this array, I can basically declare what all positions I want ads at, and the other is an adapter. So uh, imagine this to be kind of a wrapper on your table view, and this adapter takes care of modifying your data source so that ads can be inserted dynamically into your table view. So this takes care of all those functions such as adding more content to your array which is displayed in your table view, managing table view cell height, then in case there is a no fill, how to not fill an ad. So it handles all those sort of an exceptions. uh, so I have declared the two new properties. Now I'll just uncomment this code. What I'm doing here is, first I initialize my strand position array, and then I added four fixed positions: 6th, 8th, 11th, 16th. And I also added a stride value, so which essentially means that after the last fixed position, which is 16 here, ad will be displayed at every fourth position. So I will see ads at 6th, 8th, 11th, 16th, and then 20th, 24th, 28th, 32, and so on positions. Then I initialize my adapter. So I just tell my adapter that this table view is the one on which you have to insert the add units. I tell the placement ID. This is again issued to you when you register with the Storyboards property on InMobi. Uh, then you tell these are the add positions. These You tell the adapter that this is the array of positions where you want to insert the adds, and then you just tell the adapter that this is the class for your table cell. uh, this extra line we have included, this is for testing purposes only. This is just to simulate a request from US IP. In this demonstration, we'll be showing you ads in the for the US market. I can just change this IP to any other country's IP to get ads for that region. Then I set the delegate for the adapter and I just call the adapter load. So I'm done with step 4, and then the last step is basically my whenever ads are loaded, I need to update my table data source. So we have sort of written wrapper functions over your table view. uh, the original function is reload data. We have written a wrapper called im underscore reload data. So what this function does, whenever a new add unit is loaded from the server, it updates your table data source. So that's it. Let's try and see whether we can get the add units. Okay. So this is a native storyboard ad and it appeared on position number 6 as expected. As you can see, the user can scroll through these ad units, and if the user clicks on it, he'll be taken to the app store where he can download the app, which is pretty much a standard behavior. The ad units, it contains a lot of things. It contains title, company, rating, then some app description. You must have seen these kind of ads running elsewhere, especially on first party apps. One important thing to note here is that in the earlier generation of native ads, the developer would get all this as a JSON and then write a view for that JSON. He would have to parse the JSON, then arrange it in a view, and then render the view, then fire the beacons, handle no fill, handle all error cases. So all those things is has basically disappeared from the developer's plate. Currently at this placement id against this placement id, we already have a template in the server, and against which a json is stored, and the sdk reads that json on and creates a view automatically, fires all the events automatically, handle all possible cases, exceptions on its own. So what we have done is we have written a language which is a parallel of html. We have written a json to view library for both android and ios, and SDK uses that JSON library to render these kind of views. Uh, all this is generated on the go. We can, let's say we want to put the sponsored instead of here, we want to put it here, we want to put it in a red color, or you don't like the title here, icon here, you want to put the icon here, or you want rounded edges of the icon. All those things are customizable. We just need to change it from the server, and on the fly SDK will render that view. So another good thing is also that you don't need to upgrade your app every time you decide to change the layout. You can always do it from the server. So that's it. 5-step integration, and you can get an ad. So that's why we believe this is like the fastest integration possible, at least as compared to the earlier generation of native ads.